Finally happening, guys. Just as I was setting up to record this video, I think I may have broke my mic. I'm going to play with it a little bit more when I get home and see if it is fixable. But just know that there would otherwise be some official audio, but for now we're not going to let that stop the show, literally, because otherwise that will just delay this from happening for a time. With that said, it's officially happening, guys. You guys are officially getting a video from me, and I know it has been a long time coming. For those of you who have either talked to me about speaking, about doing videos, about jumping on content either with you or with someone that you know, I'm happy to say that today it is officially happening. This is also an ode to my 30s. Today is November 25th, which means that I have officially been living in my 30s for 13 months, a year and a month total. So the reason why that is such a, I'd say like a checkpoint, if you will, is that since I have turned 30, my whole life has changed and, dare I say, fallen apart in the best way possible. I know that sounds like an oxymoron, or like a like it doesn't match, right? But it is true. My life has not been the same as it was in my 20s at all whatsoever, and that's not just because when I get up, my body doesn't move the same as it did when I was in my 20s. The body pain is real, y'all. That is true. But as for the rest of my life, there's been a lot of grief since I've been in my 30s, since I turned 30 in October of 2023, where I've lost, both in like the physical sense as well as in a spiritual sense, I've lost people, friendships, relationships. I've also lost some things that I felt secure in, I guess, where my career is concerned, with my job, the job that pays my bills, as well as some interpersonal relationships in my family as well. These things have been ever evolving, but when I say in the best way possible, I don't count any of these things out. I realize how important it was for me to have some of these ties severed, whether it be from my own choice or because of the choice of the other party, as well as, honestly speaking, everything that I've lost, I've only gained from. And so I can't even say, is it considered a real loss if it is that I feel like I benefited from having some of these things removed from my life, if that makes sense. And there are even other things in my life that I realize are transitioning out of my life, and I have I'm not running after them. I'm not trying to stop it from happening. I'm not trying to stop the transition, because I know that it's what is supposed to be, right? If it is that it's happening, then it's supposed to be. The only thing that I ask for every day is like, God, give me the peace that I need, or allow me to have peace around the things that I'm losing, so that even if the grief exists, that I can still be okay throughout, right? So with that said, when I say, everything that they tell you about your 30s is true, I definitely believe so. Before I turned 30, I used to tell my friends, friends would be like, oh, we're getting old, and a lot of my friends are older than me. I don't have very many people that are younger than me that I associate with. I think that's because, one, I have an old soul, and secondly, I just have really had friendships. I've been the baby of the group in most cases, with the exception of like a couple of friends that are really close to me in age. But I do not feel like when people are like, oh, we're getting old, or like your 30s, once you turn 30 it's over, I'm like, nah, I've always said, I used to say in my 20s, like, nah, our 20s are going to be our best years. Like, we're going to just be wiser. We're going to have the lessons that we took from our 20s. We're going to have more money, and we're going to look just as good. We're still going to have our youth. We'll still be able to wind down and drink and have a good time. We'll still be the same people that we are now, just wiser and wealthier and in better positions in our life, all on the whole, right? And honestly, I think that's true. I from what I've experienced, that is 100% true. I think what I took for granted was that all of the things that I had in my 20s were going to go with me, being, like I said, friends, friendships, relationships, be it romantic or just companions, some coworkers, even, my job or job status or job security. Um, all of these different things I thought would stay the same. I didn't think that these things would necessarily dissipate. If anything, I probably expected that they would grow or evolve into something better. And frankly, they have. Again, the friendships and relationships, everything that I've lost has been replaced or fulfilled with something better, and something I'm very happy. I'm very happy about that. So, outside of that, I can also say that who I am as a person, how I understand myself. I've gotten a deeper understanding of myself. I've healed a lot, and some of the healing that has been done has been intentional, in the sense that, I've been in therapy. I'm not in therapy currently, um, but I have been in therapy. I have had conversations with people that were intentional and seeking out information and seeking out ways to make myself be able to grow from certain situations. But there's also been unintentional things where sometimes I will either be having a conversation with somebody, or I'll stumble across something, and somehow or another, something will come to me, or information or an experience will happen to me that will help me to draw back relation to something that I've went through before, and to be like, oh, I can now heal from this. I can now move on from this, because now I have a deeper understanding of it, and, like I said, a better understanding of myself on the whole. So I'm really grateful for that. Um, but all the more, it has made me more confident in who I am as a person. When I say confident, not talking like, I don't even know, not even like a arrogant way. I'm saying I am confident in who I am, meaning that I have a better understanding. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly what it is that I want. I know what I've been through. I've removed shame from my life. I've removed pride. I've removed ego. But I've also grown into being more of who I am and who I believe that I'm set to be, and also giving space for those things to evolve and to change. I could say for sure when I was 20, or in my 20s, I was hell bent set on having an understanding and expectation of everything that was going to happen. It was going to happen to plan, and there was no deviation from this plan at all whatsoever. And that failed me in the worst ways possible in my 20s. Like, literally, in so many different aspects of my life. That messed me up. It ruined me in a lot of ways. And I think I'd I would have been able to get through a lot of things in my 20s easier if I did not have that mindset. But again, I've grown from that and I've evolved from that, thankfully. So I'm no longer in that mindset where I don't allow things to change, things to evolve. Because granted, some of the same things that I'm grieving now, some of the same friendships, relationships, experiences that have passed through or passed on in the last year, I would still be chasing after. I'd still be trying to figure out how to um, relieve and to get them back, how to, smooth things over. Like, I would have unrest until I felt like there was a reason that I could rest. And having peace and things not having been settled has been one of the most rewarding and most relieving experiences that I've had ever. So, with that being said, I don't want all of this to be something somber, but what I want to say is that Being 30 or being in your 30s is not all that bad. It has been it's been a rewarding experience, and honestly, I am so grateful to be here. Not just in age, but in wisdom and spirituality, and the friendships, the relationships, the people that I have in my corner, um, the direction that I am going with my career, with who I am as a person, who I am in my heart, and what's going on in my life, and what's going on with the people around me as well. I've seen so many of the people in my immediate circle evolve so much and grow so much in recent times, and it feels so great to know that the people that I have around me are also going to be transitioning into better parts of their life as well, better experiences in their life as well. Um, and that's along those same lines. I can say for 100% fact, and this is something I'll talk more on later, but I can say for 100% fact, everyone who is in my circle, in my corner, my immediate circle, like if you're somebody that I talk to, I check on, I just shoot the breeze with, or I just send silly messages, or I just update you on whatever, um, you are somebody who is special to me. You are someone who I have a genuine relationship with, and I don't um, I don't take you for granted. I don't take my relationship with you, your support, your love, your care. I don't take any of those things for granted, because I can say wholeheartedly everything that's in my life right now has been the most genuine and the most meaningful. And I know that everything in my life right now has a very special and positive purpose. There's nothing in my life right now that I'm like, I'm not 100% sure that you're here for something that's for my good when it's all said and done. Um, One thing that I did before my birthday is that I reached out to a few close people, and I'd asked them um, to tell me if they could go back and meet themselves in their 20s, what would they impart them with? What would they impart their younger self with? Granted, like I said, almost everybody that I know is in either in my direct like age bracket or quite a bit older than me. So a few of y'all left me hanging. Like a lot of you guys left me hanging, and it's been over a month. You guys have had time to get those messages to me, but that's okay. I love you all the more for it. Um, but I'll share the ones. I'll share a few of the ones that I did get back. I won't bore you guys with all of them, but some of my favorite ones. One person said, leave everybody anonymous. One person said, I will definitely let my 20 something self know that mistakes will eventually make me wiser and stronger, and that the struggles with my relationships become less the more that I love myself. Which I think is such a beautiful answer. I think, especially in our 20s, that's the time that we love, we romance. I'm still a lover girl, but I think that at that time, that's like such a high point. I don't know, like we're still, we're coming out of the fairy tale era and going into the beginning of the rest of our lives kind of thing in our 20s. And so um, I can definitely appreciate that, and I'm glad that this person shared that with me. Which is funny, I didn't realize that this kind of goes into the next one that I saved as one of my favorites. But one of my friends, a guy friend, said, I'd say don't focus on women so much. He said there are a lot of, kind of paraphrasing because some of it I don't want to say out loud for you guys, but there are better things that should have taken priority. Another one of the answers, funny one, was that I think he meant to say I'd hit myself over the head and say invest that 30K in Bitcoin. Listen, if you could go back to your 20s and say invest 30K in Bitcoin, I don't know where you'd be right now, but I imagine we'd all be on vacation. I hope I go on vacation. I hope that I could benefit from you having invested in Bitcoin, because I still would not have. But that's me though. I don't gamble with those kind of things. The last one that I saved, and one of my favorites, is that she said, I would say to never feel like it's too late to start over or to re-explore opportunities you set to the side due to other priorities. Time and schedules is just a perception, and when you get things accomplished, that was your time, which is so I actually didn't think about it until when I was saving these to record this video, but I'm like, that's actually on par with this video being recorded now. Again, this me sharing video content or sitting down and talking to people, whether in one-on-one settings or group settings or on camera, has been a long time coming. And I can't, if I were to list you all of the reasons why it's taken up to now for it to happen, we'd be here all day. But I am happy to just start now and just say, you know what, like she said, it's your time. It's, anything that you set to the side for other priorities, this is the time that it's okay for it to have happened, delayed, if you will. So yeah, I was gonna go into something else, but I'm like, that's a tangent that I will save for another day. So in any event, I want to firstly, if you've watched up to this point, thank you so much. I love you. If you care, please share this with somebody else, especially if there's somebody who are younger and you feel like they can hear from somebody else who is in their 30s that it's not all that bad. It's not that scary up here, guys. I really promise you, it's not. It's not as bad as they make it out to seem. But definitely stretch and take your vitamins while you're in your 20s still, if that is something you're concerned about. But other than that, the rest of this, nah, we're just getting better. We're honestly just getting better and happier and more at peace, and I love it here. So with that being said, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Those of you guys who are interested in seeing where this goes from here, definitely subscribe for me, like if you care, and I hope to see you guys soon. I will be putting up more videos very soon. I'll definitely be having some company with me pretty soon. And you guys will be seeing me pop up on some other people's videos and in content. One of the main things about this coming out now, when it is what's lit the fire under my butt, is that I've really been stalling on this a lot, and I've had a few people like ask me again, like, when are you gonna do some content, or can you jump on my pod? And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to, but I can't put myself into your space without taking up my space first. Something I'm learning in my 30s as well. So you guys will be seeing me in a few places pretty soon, which I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye.